Okay guys, this is another entry, and this is an entry, and the only reason I'm really teaching this is because it's so common in Jiu-Jitsu where we start from our knees, and a lot of times what happens is most people don't really have any idea what to do from the knees, because the knees is really kind of just like a position which is doesn't really exist, right? Normally in the street, you know, if a physical confrontation occurs, it almost always starts on the feet. In tournaments, you start on your feet, you know, and so really most people don't put a lot of emphasis and focus on what to do when you start from your knees. But what's interesting is a lot of the training that we do in Jiu-Jitsu, we start on our knees, and so it's always good. This is just to give those of you guys some options of what to do when you actually start on your knees. And what's nice about these is we transition immediately into scarf hold from here. So a lot of times we're here starting on our knees, and normally people start off with kind of like the same equal grips, like judo grips is what I call them. You know, one hand back here on the collar, one hand here on the sleeve, right? And so a really simple entry for me into scarf is I will just step around. So I step my heel right next to his knee. From here, all I'm going to do is pull his elbow, and I'm just going to push his head. Okay? So that's basically the takedown. And it's really simple because I'm trapping his base here, and I'm just kind of pulling and pushing to topple him over. But instead of just doing the takedown, what happens is from here, when I step around, as I pull, I will let go and my hand goes around here, and then I sit immediately into scarf hold. Okay? So one more time. We're here, right? When I step, okay? So this is a step across. I pull and my hand goes here. And as I'm pulling, I take him over his base, and we can transition into scarf hold. So I'll change the angle a little bit just so you guys can see. We're starting here. My leg comes across, and it's a pulling of his elbow. So I pull his elbow, and normally this hand behind the lapel is pushing, and you can see how you're kind of falling over, right? But now when I push and pull, my hand goes around, and what I really need to focus on is controlling this elbow. So I'm either here, or I'm using my hand underneath the elbow to pull the elbow so he can't pull your elbow down, and then we will transition right into our scarf hold position. Okay. So that's a really easy way to enter into that position from the knees, but it's also a great takedown option from the knees, right? If I don't want to go into scarf, but I do want to end up on top, step across and put my heel right next to the knee, and it's just a pushing, pulling motion to be able to go into the cross-side position. Or, as you guys can see, we can end up into scarf real easy. We already have the hand positioning.